ακούσουμε τον επόμενο ομιλητή, ο οποίος είναι ο Brian, όπως σας είπε, τον έχει κάνει ήδη εισαγωγή η κυρία Παπα-Νικολάου, είναι ο γκουρού, θα έλεγα, των οικοσυστημάτων σε παγκόσμιο επίπεδο. Θα δείτε κάτι εικόνες πόσους έχει κάτω από την ομπρέλα του. Είναι ο chairman αυτής της ECHAlliance, όπως ακούσατε, και πραγματικά χαίρεται κανείς να συνεργάζεται μαζί του, που είναι ένας πολύ δραστήριος άνθρωπος και έχει καταλάβει αυτή την έννοια. Την έννοια της η δύναμης εν τη ενώση. Παρακαλώ, δεν ξέρω πώς θα είναι.
Many of you will know the ECHAlliance, but very briefly to say that, as you can see from the slides, we're a not-for-profit. We have 320 plus member organisations, and the key to this is that we represent multi-stakeholders. We represent these because we believe that breaking down silos is what makes the difference between real deployment, real benefit to patients, and real benefit to the economy and to businesses. Built a very large community of over 15,000 individuals. We currently have over 25 countries we're represented in. And as you will all know, or many of you will know, we have created this international network of ecosystems. And there'll be more on that in just a few minutes. Here we've given you just some of the many members that we have, just to give you a feel that here we have multinational businesses, startups, SMEs, governments, departments of health, sometimes departments of health and social care. We have academic institutions, we have economic development agencies, and this is for us the most important aspect of ECHAlliance. We're not into silos, we try to break down silos. In order to communicate better, in order to deal with the growing community that we have created this connector platform, actually only in the last week or 10 days. Many of you who are already connected to us and already have a profile with us will know that you have received your emails recently or will have soon, and we would ask you to go on to that connector platform. Too often we all rely purely on emails. Now we have created an online platform to mirror and look the same and feel the same as our human or physical network. So whilst we can't meet each other every day, you can, by going onto our platform, and I'd encourage you to do this, go on to that, give a really good profile. You know, don't just give your name and place a business. It's in your interest to make a really good profile, and that will add to the community and above all connect you into that community. These slides will be on your websites later, and there is a link there which you can use to go on and join us in the ECHAlliance community. Many of you will know that we have a lot of international partnerships. We're involved, of course, in the EIP, which I know you are discussing during your event. We're also very involved at the moment in the eHealth stakeholder group, which is looking at mobile apps and a voluntary code for that. We're involved in many things with ambient assisted living. We do a lot of work for governments, particularly for my home country of Northern Ireland, where they're trying to link the spending on health and social care with developing jobs and creating a more vibrant economy. Involved in specific challenges like the Diabetes Aware Cities program. We're very involved in the EU-US. We recently held an event in Washington on that. And we're also very pleased to say that one of our most active members, the New York eHealth Collaborative, has just recently achieved an incredible milestone in that every single health provider in the state of New York and the city of New York are now on the health information exchange that the New York eHealth Collaborative runs. That's a huge achievement, and they've got something around 150 companies doing business on that platform. So these are the sort of ambitions we have for many parts of Europe. You'll also be aware that not so long ago, about a year ago, we created the China Connected Health Alliance, and you'll see some of the initial members in that. Since then, we've moved on to create offices in Beijing and Shanghai. I'm very aware of the amount of China interests there in Greece, and I know that there are many investments being made there. One of the biggest priorities for the Chinese government now is not only their infrastructures of roads and bridges and tunnels and bullet trains and airports and so on, but more and more they're turning to create this infrastructure for health. There are significant opportunities for Greece in looking at those opportunities and using your expertise, for example, in e-prescriptions, and bringing that expertise to China. So we call ourselves now the global connector. We really are moving ahead in Europe, as you know, in China, not only in New York now, but recently last week we opened our Canadian alliance in Toronto, and you'll hear more of that as we develop ecosystems, first in Ontario, then Quebec, and then further on. We also would encourage you to look at our website and look at the sort of things we're doing already with events coming up. We're very involved next week in Brussels. We'll be very involved in the Conference of Partners. We are very involved as well. Some of you, in fact, visited, I think, during this year, our Digital Health and Wellness Summit in Barcelona. For 2016, we have a 4-day program, and you really should look at that and see if you could join us there, because we will have, following up from that, we will then have our ECHAlliance health mission to China, which will coincide with the Mobile World Congress in Shanghai. We did it this year, first time, went extremely well, and now we're looking forward to June of next year to repeat that. And we'd encourage you in Greece to join us on that mission. So, ecosystems. Many of you will recall starting the ecosystem there in Greece. It must be a couple of years ago now, and during the time when you had the presidency in Europe. And I'm glad to say that we have continued to grow this in geographic areas with multi-stakeholders. They're permanent. This is the key to us. You cannot build a community if you only have one-off events. So from our perspective, what we are interested in doing is continuing our relationship with you, linking and connecting you then to all of these people. Some of you, for example, took part in one of our webinars just recently, which included the coordinators of many ecosystems. We want you to play your part in this. We want you to be very much part of this community, because it gives you an instant international network. It gives you all of the things on the screen right now, and you can see that the great work you are doing there actually is something you should tell other people about. You can find partners for Horizon 2020 and other types of programs there. We'll do our best to help you, but you need to do something as well. And that is that you have to come along, make sure your profiles are there, make sure you've got an active ecosystem there in Greece to work with us. And you will see benefits. You already have seen benefits, I know. And I also want to say that the community that we run also has seen significant benefits from Greece. So my final message to you is this: please do not underestimate what you've already achieved. It's easy to forget in a crisis the good things. We believe and we promote what you've done very strongly in North America, in China, and in Europe. So believe in what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing, and realize that other people want to hear about it. Use us to help you do that, and we'll continue our efforts together. Finally, I would say this: we have created 2 working groups across all the ecosystems. One is on eHealth strategies, and of course you have led the way in many ways in that. Secondly, on medicines optimization, again, you have played a part in that. We would like you to nominate people and have them attend these regular meetings so that we can bring together that community throughout the whole of Europe. I look forward to coming down to Athens again next time you have your meeting, and I look forward to being there in myself rather than virtually. I hope the rest of your meeting goes really well. Thank you very much.